Hi,
Hello, Peter. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just moved back to my parents in Oregon, and I am still working on unpacking. How are you, Patricia?
You're staying safe?
Yeah, it was a beautiful drive. I drove with my friend, and it was good. I got lots of phone calls. I
Good.
got to catch up with other friends via phone, and yeah, it was a beautiful drive. North Dakota is very pretty. Minnesota is very pretty to drive through. Idaho, Montana. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Montana. I know that's no question about it. It's beautiful. I've been there. It's beautiful. I'm curious. You moving back home with your parents? Are they cooking for you?
Unfortunately, so I wish I did more cooking, but I mean, I guess I'm okay with them cooking. Which is not to say that I don't like to cook for
What do you like to
myself.
cook? What do you cook? Do you use a garden or what type of vegetables? What?
My parents actually do have a garden. They have lots of different kinds of vegetables. They'll just bring in random vegetables every day. I don't really know what it's called. Um, there's like a gourd, like a really long, like light green gourd that my parents grow. Um, and they just like I don't know if you like make I don't know what you would call it, but I guess the like English word for it would be like a stew kind of where you saute like onions and like ground shrimp and you throw in like different aromatics, and then you like throw in some water in these gourds and you just let it simmer for a really long time. And then you eat that with rice. Uh, yeah, it's like it's like that's like Vietnamese home style cooking, I guess. Um, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. What type do you usually cook? What type of food?
Yeah, so when you're eating the food with rice, you'll have like a rice bowl and you'll have like a bowl for like the soup, I guess. And then on the side, if you wanted something to punch it up a little more, you would use fish sauce. If you've used fish sauce before or heard of fish sauce, it's fermented fish. And then you can add like, I don't know, like you can add like pepper to it. You can add like a Thai pepper. Um, and that like gives it like an extra kick, gives it like an extra more flavor. It's pretty good. It's very comforting for me.
The taste. That's good. Um, Recently, Friday, I grow in my garden. I have 12 zucchinis. Big. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that happened. It happened. I didn't even. I don't know. It happened so quickly. I looked under my gardening terps and I see these big zucchinis. I gave a few to work and I kept 4. And yesterday, zucchini, tortilla. the same as like Vietnamese food. I'll describe the how I make the zucchini and what I put into it. It's good. It's flat. For it to work, I shred the zucchini. I squeeze it and soak it out. And I add 4 cups. And I add egg. And I mix it all together. I add 1/2 cup of cheese, Parmesan cheese. 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I try that now, and I add the breadcrumbs, salt, garlic powder, cumin. I put that in the oven for maybe 16 minutes until it's brown and light. It's good. It soaks, and you could fold the zucchini shell and add whatever you want on top. And you just eat it flat like that, and you could just use some breadcrumbs on top. It's good. I didn't realize that zucchinis grow so quickly. Oh my goodness.
The way that you were describing it, the way that you were preparing it almost made me feel like you were preparing like lasagna. That's I thought you were going to say like, oh yeah, and I added some like ricotta, some mozzarella, some like tomatoes, some onions. And I was like, oh man, Patricia's is this lasagna? Is this like a Mexican lasagna?
I seen that on the internet. It looks good. It's true. Lasagna, you could use that ingredients too. You could use the same things for lasagna.
Totally.
I was overwhelmed with all the food you see on there. My friend made like a boat. A zucchini boat. She carved out all the center of the zucchini. She cooked it. You could use chicken and mixed ingredients. And you flake them all. You sprinkle them all on top of the zucchini, the hollowed out zucchini. And it's like a boat. Chicken or sausage, any type of thing you mix together with. And you sprinkle it right on top. You put like cheese on there. And you put it in for maybe 16 minutes. You cook it for. And let it all soak, and you can eat. And it's just like a long boat.
That's really great.
It's overwhelming with. My husband likes to cook stir fry. Stir fry, yeah. He uses a lot of zucchini and mixes it with asparagus. And you could eat it. It's really good. It's a good natural taste.
What kind of sauce do you add to it?
Simili. Then we add water. And then steam and cornstarch. Cornstarch. We mix it all together, and it's really good. It's good.
Cool. My mom loves adding cornstarch to different stir
It's like a
fries.
restaurant.
When I came back, I called ahead and I was like, "Hey, mom, I'm coming back. I'll be back in like an hour." And she was like, "Oh, how much food should I cook?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, you don't have to cook that much for me, mom." And then I came back and I like helped her make like a stir fry of like, um, it was like bell pepper that she had already prepared from like a while ago. She added garlic. She added this fish cake that she had made. I guess like a few weeks ago. It was like she said it was um, fish with pork shoulder, sugar, little fish sauce, probably a little sugar, and it was really tasty. But yeah, and then at the end, my mom was like, "Oh yeah, let's add some cornstarch." And she added like this huge spoonful, and I was like, "Mom, this is too much cornstarch. This is gonna be too goofy."
Yeah, that have that taste that don't really taste.
Yeah, it's hard to taste because the texture is all it's just too thick, and the vegetables just don't have enough space to shine. You just can't taste the vegetables as much, which is unfortunate. But you
Yeah.
gotta.
Sometimes, if you add like 1/4 of cornstarch, it has to be a little bit. If you add a lot of cornstarch, you have to add water. Water helps thin it out. If you notice there's too much cornstarch that you added, it gets like a paste in your mouth. So it's good to add water and it thins it out and flattens it out. And it gives a better taste.
Yeah, definitely.
What other foods do you prefer?
Oh, I have lots of foods.
What do you cook? What foods do you like to cook?
That's a good question. I mean, this is kind of cheating, but have you heard of pho? Have we talked about pho? PHO.
Yeah. Okay.
The secret is that you order a soup base. And then all you have to do is you have to boil some water with some onion, ginger, lemongrass, and then you just dump in the soup base. And then it's great. And then you soak and cook the noodles however you want them. You can prepare the other things, the other toppings as you like. When I was living by myself, I would make a vegetarian kind, and I would air fry the tofu, and then I'd air fry the broccoli, and then we had that with like veggie pho. It was really good. It was really good. Top it off with some green onion and cilantro. Added a little fish sauce to add a little umami, I guess, a little savoriness. Yeah, it's very, very good. It was probably my partner's favorite thing that I cooked. We use.
What type of noodle?
Have you ever had pad thai?
No, I don't think so.
They're these. They're these sort of flat rice noodles.
Oh, they're noodles like rice. Yeah. I've had that one.
Yeah, like they're like thin, flat rice noodles, and they're kind of particular. You have to. Well, my preferred method is to soak them for at least like 20 minutes before. Otherwise, you run the risk of getting like too much ricey flavor. And then if you don't soak them enough, then when you boil them in water later, they like won't absorb any of like the soup flavor, any of like the soup flavor when you like add them with the soup.
I say, yeah.
Correct. Soak first and then boil.
I'll have to try that one. I have stores nearby. I have Italian. I have African. I have Japanese. Which is nice. I don't have a lot of varieties of food stores.
Yeah, for sure. It was kind of hard for me to find in Minnesota, just because they didn't have like a dedicated Asian food store. But you know, if you look around, I'm sure you could find it.
Here, yeah, there's a catch that I was shocked when I seen it, and they had fish cakes, fish cake. That I love that. That's one of my favorite foods. I have that here, so.
Fish cakes are so tasty.
Yeah, people look at it and go, ew, what is that? So wait till you taste it. Wait till you taste it. It tastes good. They're like, fish? Ew. Fish cake? Ew.
I could talk about fish cakes for hours.
Yeah, same. I think we're
Nice to talk to you too.
finished. It's good talking with you, Peter.